This is the EBKAROCY Ebikes, and honestly, this electric bike really surprised me when I first saw it. It's a compact e-bike with a sleek, modern look, and a set of features that actually make sense for real people who need to get around the city. The frame is strong but not bulky. The folding design is clever, and when I saw the removable battery and height-adjustable seat, I knew I had to take it out for a real test. So from my own experience, I want to share a quick review and some real talk about where this e-bike stands out, and also where I had a few doubts at first. I remember pulling it out of the box and thinking, okay, this thing is smaller than I expected. Is it going to be powerful enough for daily use? But riding it totally changed my mind. Let me start with the key features. The EBKAROCY e-bike is built around a 400W brushless motor, which in simple terms, gives it more power than most regular city bikes. That means you're not just pedaling for exercise. You're letting the bike do most of the work. I hit about 22 miles per hour on open stretches, which is honestly as fast as I want to go on city streets, especially when dodging traffic or pedestrians. The battery here is another highlight. It's a 48V 15Ah lithium-ion battery. In plain English, that's good enough for about 32 miles on a single charge if you're using just the throttle. If you use pedal assist, which basically means you pedal and the motor helps you along, you can stretch that range even further. One thing I really appreciated, the battery is totally removable. I just pressed a lever under the seat, moved the seat forward, unplugged the power cable, and slid the whole battery out. This makes it so easy to carry the battery inside for charging, or just to keep it safe from theft when you're parked somewhere. I actually like that peace of mind because, let's face it, leaving an expensive battery outside isn't something any of us want to do. The seat caught my attention too. I'll admit I was a little worried when I first sat down, but the EBKAROCY uses dual springs in the seat and even adds a shock absorber in the seat post. So you're not dealing with that stiff, sore feeling you get on some other e-bikes. You can adjust the seat post from pretty low up to high enough for anyone around 6 feet tall. I'm just under 5'10", and the range was more than enough for me. Taller riders could probably get comfortable too, thanks to the numbered seat post. Adjusting is just a matter of unlocking the lever, sliding to where you want, and locking it back down. One more thing about the ride that stood out is the shock absorption. There are 4 different systems working here: a mid-mount shock, a hydraulic shock, double spring shocks in the seat, and a riser spring up front. I know that sounds like a lot of buzzwords, but basically, these all combine to soften the bumps in the road. I took it over the usual city stuff like potholes, curbs, and uneven pavement, and it felt smoother than other folding e-bikes I've tried. You still know you're riding over bumps, but that bone-shaking effect is totally dialed back. Now let's talk convenience. This bike folds down small, like really small. I folded the handlebars and the frame, and it ended up fitting in the trunk of my sedan, no problem. The pedals fold too, so if you're tight on storage, this is huge. I tested how easy it was to fold down. You just flip a couple levers by hand, nothing complicated, and you're set. This is clutch if you're in a small apartment or want to take it on the train. It's also pretty light for an e-bike, at about 55 pounds. That's not carry it up 5 flights of stairs with no sweat light, but it's manageable for moving around the garage or lifting for short stretches. For reference, a traditional e-bike can weigh a lot more, so I felt this was on the lighter side of the spectrum. One small detail that makes a big difference is the waterproof LCD display. This isn't just about speed. It tells you your riding mode, battery level, and distance. There's also a USB charger built into the display panel, which is super useful if your phone's about to die while you're using maps. Now, every e-bike has learning curves if you're new. Here's what I noticed. There are 3 ride modes, which switch between speed levels. M1, M2, and M3 control how fast the throttle goes. So if you're just getting used to it or want to go slow in traffic, you can start low and move up as you feel comfy. The twist grip throttle felt natural, and the pedal assist starts up gently, not the jerky, unpredictable feeling from some cheap bikes. If you ever need to swap in a new seat, because honestly, after long rides, I found the stock seat a little firm for my taste. You can change it out. But don't expect high-end cycling comfort on a budget commuter. Grab a gel seat if you need something squishier. For me, the double springs helped, but over 20 miles I was definitely ready to stand up. When it comes to stopping power, disc brakes on both wheels made me feel safe. They grabbed hard in wet and dry conditions, which is all I ask for in city riding. I know some folks have concerns about tire pressure on smaller wheel bikes. EBKAROCY uses 14-inch aluminum rims with thick air tires. Out of the box, I made sure to check the pressure and add a few pumps. Makes a night and day difference for smoothness and control. Tire leaks can be a pain, but so far, I haven't had problems. A fun surprise was the built-in lights. There's a front headlight for riding when it gets dark. Definitely bright enough for city use and not just for show. In the back, you get a tail light with a red reflector, which lights up clearly when braking. There's even a little deflector board over the rear wheel, so water and road grime doesn't hit your back if you ride over a puddle. One quirk that left me puzzled: my bike came with a second seat in the back. At first, I thought maybe a friend could ride on the back. But I didn't see foot pegs, and it just didn't seem practical for a passenger. So I think it's there in case you want to swap out the seat, or maybe use the spot for a storage box. That's probably what I'll end up doing. Grocery run, anyone? Assembly is a breeze, which I appreciate. It showed up almost fully together in the box. Just had to unfold, tighten a few levers, check the brakes, and it was ready to go. There's even a basic toolkit included for making adjustments. I want to point out a couple things for people used to bigger bikes. The maximum recommended weight is 154 pounds. So this is really made for solo commuting and not for carrying heavy loads or riding double. The frame is high carbon steel, which means it's tougher than basic aluminum, but a bit heftier, and it definitely absorbs more shocks, helping with ride comfort. In my opinion, it's perfect for city commutes, trips to the store, or even as a backup for when you don't want to be stuck in traffic. I'd recommend this for anyone who values portability and wants an electric bike that is truly plug and play, without a complicated setup. From my experience, it's the easiest e-bike I've used for folding and carrying, and that removable battery makes day-to-day use hassle-free. I had doubts about the small wheels and whether the battery would be easy to remove, but both worked out great. Just a heads up, check the size specs before buying to be sure it fits your height and your storage space, since not everyone loves a compact bike. In conclusion, the EBKAROCY Ebikes for adults packs a lot of value into a small and flexible package. The motor has more kick than you'd expect for its size. The ride is comfortable with all the shock absorption, and being able to fold it up makes it way more practical than most e-bikes I've tried. There are a couple of things you might want to upgrade, like the seat, but overall, it's a solid daily ride. You can find detailed information about the EBKAROCY e-bikes in the comments section. See you in the next video.